In Germany, Tim and Liv are living a peaceful married life. Liv becomes pregnant, and the couple is filled with excitement. But their joy turns to heartbreak when Liv tragically loses the baby. Since then, Tim has thrown himself into work as a video game programmer, and for the past 2 years, their relationship has grown cold and distant. Lately, their apartment building has been completely covered in a large black tarp. The landlord, Friedman, says it's due to ongoing renovations. One afternoon, the couple runs into Friedman on the street. He reassures them the work will be done soon. Just then, helicopters fly overhead, and they spot heavy smoke rising in the distance. A major fire has broken out in the harbor area. Later, Liv reveals she picked up their van from the repair shop, but the sight of it only brings back painful memories for Tim. Liv then announces she's quit her job and wants them to drive to France, hoping to start fresh and repair their broken relationship. But Tim turns her down, saying he wants to finish his work project first and that they can revisit the idea later. That night, she quietly cries in bed while a strange cloud forms above the apartment. The next morning, Liv tells Tim she can't take it anymore and plans to leave on her own. But when she opens the door, she's shocked to find a solid black wall blocking the way. Tim checks the doorbell camera, but the screen is completely dead. Panicked, the couple runs to the windows, only to find them sealed by the same mysterious black wall. Liv tries calling Friedman, but her phone has no signal and the Wi-Fi is down too. Tim notices his phone begins to glitch near the black bricks. He tries using a drill on the wall, but it doesn't even leave a scratch. Testing the regular walls, they discover the black bricks are covering everything. Suddenly, they hear sounds from the shared wall with their neighbors. Liv uses the drill again. This time it breaks through, revealing Marvin and Anna on the other side. The neighbors are in the same situation, trapped by the black bricks, with no phone signal or Wi-Fi, and no idea what's going on. Tim checks the kitchen sink and realizes they're out of water. Trying to stay calm, he compares the situation to a video game, urging Liv to think of alternative solutions. But Liv, overwhelmed, snaps. She reminds him this isn't a game, and they could have left the day before. Frustrated, she storms off, and Tim, angry, throws his phone at the wall. Moments later, he notices a small piece of the phone is stuck to the black brick. When he pulls it off, it instantly snaps back into place. Liv comes back to apologize, holding a mug, and Tim takes the spoon, only for it to magnetically attach to the wall as well. The items begin to vibrate and then fly toward the bricks. Tim tackles Liv to the floor to protect her, but several objects pierce his back. Liv carefully removes the metal and treats his wounds. Later, while they're having a snack, they hear screaming from the neighbor's apartment. Peering through the hole, they see the place is a mess. Tim and Liv begin breaking down the wall to make a larger opening. After a lot of effort, Tim grabs a bat, and they crawl through. Inside, they find bloodstains on the carpet. Eventually, they discover Anna lying on the floor and help her up. As they leave the bedroom, Marvin suddenly attacks Tim, trying to strangle him with the bat. Liv rushes in and sprays Marvin with pepper spray, and Tim hits him with the bat. Furious, Tim threatens to do worse if Marvin harms Anna again, but Anna jumps in to defend him. She explains she accidentally hit him while swinging at the wall, and he had taken too much medication afterward, which caused his violent behavior. Tim and Liv remain cautious, so they tie Marvin's hands until he calms down. Later, Tim explores the apartment and finds a door marked "No Entry." Forcing it open, he deals with flickering lights and fails to notice a faint glow from the black bricks on the window. Liv joins him, and together they search the room, finding a few digital cameras and an axe. Tim tries using the axe on the door, but it's ineffective. Marvin wakes up, confused and groggy. He doesn't remember what happened but apologizes after being told. He explains he took too much medication after Anna hit him. The couple reconciles, gets an idea. She draws a layout of the building on the wall and explains that, given its age, there should be a wartime shelter in the basement with a tunnel connecting to the subway. The only way to reach it is to go down. Tim starts breaking through the floor, and they're relieved to see the black bricks don't block it. After working hard, they manage to create a hole big enough to fit through. Tim climbs down using sheets as rope, but at the bottom, he finds himself face to face with Oswald, who points a gun at him. Tim quickly explains he's not there to rob him, but Oswald doesn't listen. Thankfully, his granddaughter Leah steps in and tells her grandfather they'll all die if they don't cooperate. The rest of the group descends. Leah hands him a ladder for the next hole. Marvin begins breaking the floor while Leah struggles with her phone, unable to send any messages. Tim notices something strange about the smoke detector and opens it, only to discover a hidden camera. When asked, Oswald says he had no idea and explains that Friedman was the one who arranged its installation. Alarmed, the group checks the kitchen and finds another camera in the smoke detector. It becomes clear Friedman has been recording them. Liv remembers that Friedman lives in the apartment next to Oswald's, so they break through the shared wall. Inside, They discover a bizarre collection of exotic artifacts, including an ancient blade that Marvin takes. As they explore, they find Friedman dead on the floor, his arms missing. Marvin runs to throw up, while Liv begins having a panic attack. Tim tries to calm her, but she runs away. Tim grabs Friedman's phone and discovers photos of the black walls. The group returns to the apartment and begins breaking through the floor again. They ask Oswald if he heard anything from Friedman's place, but he says no. Suddenly, the floor collapses and most of the group falls into the next apartment, knocked unconscious by the impact. Liv rushes down with the ladder and finds Tim waking up, sore but okay. The others begin to stir as well, suffering only minor injuries. Oswald is afraid of going down, but Leah refuses to leave without him. Together, they help him descend the ladder and carry his oxygen tank. In this new apartment, they meet Yuri, a friend of the former tenant named Anton. Yuri explains that Anton died suddenly from a heart attack. He believes the wall's magnetic fields interfered with Anton's pacemaker. But Leah grows suspicious when she finds a pile of strange documents on a desk. Yuri claims the black walls were installed by the deep state for protection and insists they're safer inside, so he wants everyone to stay. The group refuses and begins working on the next hole. Leah looks at the papers on the desk, and Yuri tells her that Anton's heart gave out from the stress caused by his obsessions. Once she leaves the room, Yuri quickly destroys a document. Meanwhile, the hole is completed and the group finally reaches the basement. They open an old door and walk through a corridor into another room where they find a tightly sealed exit. A sign above it says it leads to the shelters. While Yuri watches from the hole, Liv hits the sealed door and manages to open it, but this exit is also blocked by the black bricks. Marvin loses control and starts smashing the door with a mace. Tim holds him back and Oswald points a gun at him to calm him down. But Marvin is only pretending. He suddenly grabs the gun and fires multiple times at the black wall. Shockingly, the bullets float in front of the bricks, held by a powerful magnetic field. Tim remembers what happened before and yells for everyone to duck. The bullets bounce back. Sadly, Oswald is too slow and is fatally hit. Leah clings to his body, crying in grief. Back in the apartment, Anna wonders if they were all chosen for a reason. She reveals that when she was 15, she died for 2 minutes in a bike accident and asks if anyone else had a near-death experience. Leah shares that her mother died of cancer. Yuri admits he killed someone in the line of duty as a cop. Marvin, having just killed Oswald, repeatedly apologizes. Tim refuses to talk about his baby, but Liv opens up about her miscarriage, which sends Tim storming into another room. Liv follows, and the two argue. Determined to help this time, Tim leads the group back to Friedman's apartment to search for more clues. Leah wants to check Anton's mysterious notes, but Yuri insists he's already read everything. As the group splits up to search, Leah finds that one of Anton's papers matches the black wall's pattern. It also marks 4 specific spots, just like Liv noticed earlier. Anton's business card reveals he worked at a nano-defense company, suggesting the wall may be made of nanobots. Yuri explains Anton was a programmer, but doesn't know details about his work. Marvin finds a remote control, and turning it on activates a sensor on the wall. It needs a password. Tim blows dust on the buttons to identify the most used ones, narrowing the options to 24. After a few failed tries, Tim guesses the right password. A hidden door opens. Inside, they find computers spying on every apartment through smoke detector cameras. As Anna and Liv enter with Yuri, Tim checks the footage and accidentally sees Marvin and Anna being intimate. He then finds footage from the night the black wall appeared. A dark cloud suddenly forms at the window, creating the wall from nothing. Meanwhile, Leah uncovers bruises on Anton's body. Yuri suddenly appears behind her. In the computer room, the others watch Anton's final moments. He's off-screen, but flickering lights and sunlight coming from the stairwell suggest he opened the wall. Then he reappears. Yuri is seen choking him to death. Marvin finds Yuri burning papers in Anton's room, with Leah dead on the floor. Yuri approaches holding a flaming paper, insisting the wall is protecting them. Tim arrives with Oswald's gun and finds Yuri choking Marvin. They struggle for the weapon, firing it into the ceiling, kicks Yuri, and grabs the gun. Just as he's about to shoot, Liv arrives and stops him, saying Yuri might know how to escape. The group ties up Yuri. Tim searches Yuri's bag and finds conspiracy theory books. Liv believes Yuri killed Leah because she discovered how to escape, just like Anton did. One paper shows a pattern that Tim recognizes as a code, similar to Morse. He believes Anton cracked it. Liv shows Tim Anton's card. The company address matches the harbor where the fire happened. They wake Yuri, but when he won't talk, Marvin punches him. Tim shoots near him to show he's serious, deafening him temporarily. Yuri finally explains the wall is a defense system that was triggered by the harbor fire. Marvin, still mistrustful, beats him again until Tim pulls him off. Just then, Anna announces she's found something. Anton had programmed a phone app to scan the wall's bricks, revealing a QR code. The 4 special spots need to be activated by light to open the wall. Liv brings the broken phone, and Tim recreates the app and installs it on a working device. Back in the apartment, Tim uses the app on the wall. The 4 spots appear. He taps them. The bricks turn liquid. Anna touches the wall. It feels warm, and something moves inside. It tells Anna to pull her arm out. But she can't. The nanobots grip her leg, and the group desperately tries to pull her out. The wall begins to solidify. They're not strong enough. The bricks return, pushing them back. Anna is dead, her lower body missing. Marvin sobs beside her. Yuri laughs and says the wall will never let them leave. Enraged, Marvin shoots him repeatedly before taking his own life. Later, Tim apologizes to Liv. He says the miscarriage broke something in him that he didn't know how to fix. They hug and remind each other why they're still in love, finally reconciling. Tim decides to try the app again, thinking he pressed the buttons in the wrong order. Liv notices each button blinks a different number of times. They check the footage to match Anton's sequence. At the same time, Yuri regains consciousness. Just as they're about to try again, Yuri attacks, headbutting Tim and chasing Liv, who falls into the hole. Tim kicks Yuri and jumps in after her. They run through the basement corridor, reach a door, and Tim holds it shut to keep Yuri out. Liv uses the app, and the bricks begin to open, but Yuri breaks in and starts choking Tim. The wall opens. Tim urges Liv to leave without him, but she refuses. As Yuri prepares to stab Tim, Liv hits him from behind with the mace. The couple finally escapes through the last door. Outside, they discover the entire town is now covered in black bricks. Fortunately, their van is untouched. They get in and drive away. On the radio, the news confirms the strange incident began with the fire at the harbor. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.